What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am Guru951. Welcome to the stream. Hey, what's up, Jay? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome back. So, how you doing? First of all, already all mapped up, but I'll map some things. Why not? So today I thought, yeah, bud, we go 7 to you. Thought we'd do something interesting today. Bear with me. Alright, we are in the, well, we're in the Orion Nebula, and we're heading towards the Running Man. In the Orion Nebula. Man, I don't really know if there's any leads. I'm starting to think in different angles, but I still need to go to Colonia and finish my mission there. But I'm starting to think of something new. But today, we are going to go through Orion. Now, mind you, most of these strips of stars have like very scientific data names, you know, like 2 Mass and V Orionis, yada 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 yada. But there are quite a few, not too many, but there are quite a few systems that actually bear names. And today I figured we would... Hey, alright. Okay, congratulations, man. Welcome to the club. Feels good, right? Feels real good. So, we're going to go through the named systems in here. And we're just going to take a journey through, and I'll pop some links in as I wiki these names and try to figure out who these people are. But there are not many named systems within Orion. But the ones that are there are pretty special. So, and this is kind of working on the leads I was working on before. So, to start, we're going to go to Beregiov. Beregiov. That's where we're starting. And we're going to work our way all the way down through it, by the way, as far as it'll let us go, which doesn't be too far. It's not too far. And then we'll end up, we'll just head over here to Horsehead and see how close we can get before it'll block us with the permit lock. Alright, so Beregiov is Gregory Beregiov. He is a cosmonaut, a Russian cosmonaut. I'll drop this in the, I'll drop the wiki link to Beregiov. Soviet cosmonaut who commanded the space mission Soyuz 3 in 1968. He was only 47 years old. He was the earliest born human to go to orbit, being born 3 months and 3 days earlier than the second earliest born man in orbit, John Glenn. But later he was beat by X-15 pilot Joe Walker. So that is Beregiov. He doesn't have the most special system, that's for sure. We're actually going to go map that #1 planet. Nothing special. Hopefully we'll find some sort of system in here that will be sweet. If you haven't been to Orion or Barnard's Loop, you should definitely make it a bucket list item that you should get off your chest soon. This place is just phenomenal. That right there is the Running Man Nebula, that purple one. There are stations in Orion as well. There's also one in Witchhead Nebula. Those are the only 2 available stations out here. Once you get towards the Horsehead Nebula, you'll start hitting the permit-locked region Col 70. We don't really know what is in Col 70, but we know that the Thargoid, the unknown link, I think it's the link, is using that as a reference point. Some system within Col 70 is a part of its equation of how to figure things out with that thing. Which, by the way, I have. I still have my probe, my link, and my meta-alloys and my sensor. Maybe we'll toy around with that thing at some point. So Beregiov. So one thing I found in the Orion is that although there's not very many named systems that bear, you know, actual human names, the ones that are there are primarily just cosmonauts and astronauts, which obviously cosmonauts and astronauts are the same thing. Just one's Russian. Let's see, we got Armstrong, we got Aldrin. There's a Cunningham real close to us somewhere. Nikolaev, Shira. So, let's, Anders. Let's see here. There was one that was very close. It was Cunningham, I believe. I could just type it in. There's Shira. Maybe it's doing it by distance, so let's go to Shira. It looks to be the closest one. No, Anders is. Alright, we're just gonna go down the list here. Alright, Anders. Yeah, that horse head though, right? What up, Rav? That horse head though. Yeah, this system's not too special, unfortunately. I don't even think we even have any landables, right? We do not. And no anything special. Yeah, for me it's the NGC 7822 Nebula. That one's pretty stunning. Heart and Soul are pretty stunning, and then Barnard's Loop. Those are, to me, the top three most crazy nebulas. I mean, Barnard's Loop is just... can't even wrap my head around it, man. There's so many nebulas, dude. So, you know, one thing I thought about Barnard is that... okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. In ancient Egypt, this is something I had theorized a long time ago. By the way, this is Anders. Let's see what we got in the system. We'll scan it. Yeah, definitely get a scan on here. Maybe we can get a mapping on one of these somewhere. Not this one. Okay, so I had theorized that maybe the whole story of Raxa will be tied to ancient Egypt. In the long run or something, and that we'll find that the pyramids, which aligned with Orion, created a crack in the fucking space, and Thargoids got in. It's some far-fetched shit. It's heavy on the tinfoil, that's for sure. It's very unlikely too, but if there's any place in space where I feel like there's probably a rift occurred, and you know, if you know anything about the riddle, what we're looking for is search for Raxel. You're familiar with the rift. It seems like Barnard would be that place. It's got, I mean, all the telltale signs of something big happening. Something big and interesting. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar, but the very first mention of Raxel was actually in a book from 1982, 2 years before Elite Dangerous. And that book is called The Alien World. It was written by a guy named Stephen Eisler, but Stephen Eisler's actually a pen name Robert Holdstock used. Robert Holdstock is the author of The Dark Wheel. And in The Alien World, the first chapter is dedicated to the Oasir Raxla, a reptilian race which built something called a Talmor lens, which caused them to be able to manipulate space and time, and they came into the Dark Wheel Galaxy, ours. And, yeah. They eventually found Earth. They founded Egypt because it already had a functioning government and peoples, and they taught them things, and they built pyramids. The Great Pyramids. But they built them wrong, and they didn't say, the book doesn't say what happened as a result of them building it wrong, just that they built them wrong. But if you know anything about pyramids, the Great Pyramids of Giza, they align with, mathematically, they're perfectly aligned with Orion's belt. We don't know why that was a thing, though. So that's the alien world, basically the summary of it. Where is this dang thing? Okay, we gotta go to Anders, so figure out who Anders is. There we go, it's behind me. There we go.
System scan complete.
Alright, Anders. Anders. Scandinavian name. Let's see. Maybe a heavy metal guitarist for the bands at the Gates. Probably not him. Swedish astronomer, maybe. Anders Celsius. There are a lot of Anders. Let's see if I can find Anders astronaut. Yes, NASA astronaut William Anders. Dropping this in the chat. You can check to see who that guy is. So Anders, William Allison Anders, born 1933. United States Air Force Major General, nuclear engineer, national astronaut, and businessman. He is known for being one of the first 3 persons to leave low Earth orbit and travel to the moon in Apollo 8, along with fellow astronauts Frank Borman and Jen Lovell, as well as photographing the iconic image Earthrise. Earthrise. Let's open, link a new tab, pull up Earthrise. Open image, a new tab. If you're unfamiliar with the Earthrise is, shit, bro. I'm the closest there's ever been. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, whether I am or not, who knows? But I gotta feel it in my heart, man. I gotta feel it in my heart. The closest it's ever been. It's right around the corner, man. Just ahead of me. So, he was on Apollo 8. Anders was on Apollo 8. Now, in terms of astronomy in Apollo is like the top dog of all Greek mythology. He was the head, most important deity in Greek mythology. He was the caretaker of children. He had a temple in Delphi next to the oracle. He was considered an oracle himself. And Apollo is very intriguing subject when it comes to Raxlev. In terms of, because, you know, if you know me, then you know my main take is mythology. And I'm telling you right now, if there's any sort of connection to mythology, at this point I'm kind of convinced that it's at Apollo. Partially because of the importance of who Apollo was as a Greek deity, but also because of the Apollo mission. Where are we at? What are we doing? Shira, I see you, Shira. Let's go to Shira. I think we're just gonna do this. We'll pull up Shira first of all. Yes, okay. Next one we're going to is Shira, and I already got his information pulled up. Not the most interesting system here. Even this gas giant's pretty far off. BRB. Phone call. What's up, dude? Yeah. Streaming. Yeah, I'm down. Sounds good. Wait. God damn it. Okay. Sorry about that. Intrusion. Let me go get my door real quick.
what's up, kitty?
Okay. So, it's looking like this stream might have to take a break for a little bit. Because my buddy sounds pretty drunk. But I don't want him driving, so. Anywho. Ladies and gents, I'll be back probably about an hour, I imagine. Thanks for popping in. We'll carry on where we're carrying off right now. And Big 07.